You're kicking it with G on your favorite station.
The perfect station.
92 KELZ, the only station with new music, new artists, new sound.
So we have another special guest in the building. We're in here with KAMRYN Johnson. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, how does it feel to be a kidpreneur and actually doing things in the world as an adult already?
It's a lot of different feelings. It feels great some moments, but at the same time it can feel overwhelming just because I'm a kid, and so balancing with school and owning a business and trying to motivate people, because sometimes, people are not going to take you seriously because you're still a kid. Unlike adults, they're like, oh, okay, she knows what she's talking about. But from a kid's perspective, sometimes it's like, oh, she just like me. Like, she don't know exactly everything. She just clueless.
And I know I kind of hop right in and just gave you a question. But the good thing is, though, you was ready.
I am ready.
No, but for the people who really don't really know you, like, how did you start out into acting and doing the things that you do?
So I started public speaking when I was 3 years old at a convention, a Bible convention, and won. So I knew I was going to be a speaker. And so I started taking acting classes at 4 years old because just watching shows, I rewinded, try to play the part. And even now, I just love doing acting because playing different parts, anybody could play a role, but becoming a character is a totally different thing. And so I've been doing that for 10 years now, since I'm 14, and taking classes at Page Parks and then going to agent reviews, meeting new agents, signing with another agency. It's gotten me into different other acting classes and commercials and movies.
So you say you're doing this for 10 years. That's a long time.
That is a long time.
So when you first started out, like, was it kind of like a natural to you, or did you really have to work at it?
I really did have to work at it. I knew because I was younger, I felt like I did have a little more confidence now because I was still a kid. I was excited for everything. But I had to go on. If I didn't take the acting classes, I feel like I would not be where I am today, because I feel like those coaches, they've been in there way longer than me, so they know different agencies. They know how producers, how directors work. So I feel like knowing all the tips, how to study, what material to use to get used to scripts and all, that really helped me get better and become more of a natural.
So the acting classes did help. I'm glad you said that they did help.
They did.
Like, when you go through acting class, like, what are some of the things that you experience in that class?
So really, I really like the acting classes I went to because the teachers actually create a bond with you, but really they give you different scripts to go over, and so first they see how you would do it just on your own without the material, and then so they record you and you'll watch it again, and then that's when you'll see like where you messed up. Like, do you really believe that you're playing this role, or do you think that you're just saying the words? Like, they'll get you to try different roles to see which feels more comfortable to you, read the background stories of it so you can really feel the character.
That's pretty good. And at least they warm you up and get you in, instead of just throwing you in there and just like make it happen.
Right.
So, like, have you worked with any like celebrities that did any of the like acting workshops?
I did go to acting workshop with LaToya Luckett and Dustin Felder. That was a few years ago, but that was located in Houston.
Oh, that's not bad. So how's it? Have you been in any movies?
I have. I've been in Hidden Figures with Taraji P. Henson, Janelle Monáe, and Octavia Spencer, which was definitely a great experience because I've always wanted to work with Octavia Spencer or Taraji P. Henson, and so just learning from the professionals. But I've also been in Left Behind with Nicolas Cage and Jordan Sparks playing my mom. And I've been in Bessie, playing young Bessie, about Bessie Smith with Queen Latifah.
Oh, that's pretty good then. So, like, when you were going along this, like, how were your parents? Like, when you're going through this, were they kind of like trying to keep you in school? Like, how did they keep you level head throughout this?
They were so supportive just of everything. Of course, school comes first. So if my grades aren't right, I can't work on the other things because that's the main part. But they definitely helped me with time management and bouncing, going on the road, going for callbacks and auditions, doing my work on the road so I stay on top of school so I wouldn't forget about that. They helped. I would say they did pushed me a lot, which I'm very grateful for though, because they tell me things I did not want to hear. Like if I wasn't doing good, they tell me straight like that, like this is not good. You need to watch videos of other actors doing their thing so you can learn from them. And it was frustrating sometimes, but I feel like without their words of wisdom and them trying to help me, I wouldn't.
But how do you balance it yourself, like with knowing you're so young and then being around all these people that are doing great things and then coming back to home and actually still having to do chores and everything else?
I feel like I've gotten used to it over the years. I feel like I need to know my role as a child. So I feel like sometimes being in the acting, I'm like, oh, I'm doing acting stuff. And then I get back home and I'm like, I got to get back to reality. But I feel like I really just like got to know like, I'm still a child. I'm still in school. I still have to do regular, chores, like you said, and balance that out. So I feel like time management with school and just still knowing that I'm still a child. Like I'm not an adult, so I don't run by my own rules. I still have to play my part.
When you going through your career, did your friends like treat you different after they started seeing you in movies before you started acting in movies?
They did. I feel like they knew me for me at first, which is always what I want them to know me for me, not just my acting side. But once they did see me, get into more roles and stuff, they kind of started acting funny, like, oh, she thinks she's all this, she thinks she's all that, when really I'm just doing what I love to do. And I feel like they see me doing other things that, not to say that they're not capable of, but just like saying that I'm doing this and not being in school and working on other things. So they're like, she's moving up and we're just, right here. So I feel like they kind of started hating on me a little bit. And I didn't understand that at first, but I also had to learn, from my parents that not everybody's going to come in just to be supportive and support everything you're going to do. So,
I mean, that's a good thing, then. So, as you're going on, like you acting, you come back to reality. So what else do you do besides just acting? Like what are some of the things or avenues that you're taking up?
So I'm also a business owner of 2 businesses, KAMRYN IT, which I started with my friend Sanai Simone, and we are kidpreneurs. So we do motivational speaking to the youth about just self-confidence and letting them know, like, don't wait till you're older to start this business. Don't wait, like, no matter where you're from, no matter what age you are, you can always still start and do big things. Now, of course, there's going to be struggles, as a kid, but just to keep going forward and, like, be determined to go to do what you want. And then my other line, KAM Couture, is affordable luxury apparel lifestyle line. So it has different clothing, fashion, different accessories, and it'll have, like, books and blogs for the lifestyle that I just started.
That is a lot, especially coming from, like, to be 14 years old doing all this. I know people ask you, how do you do it? How do you do it?
Whew, that, working with my parents, really, because I get tired. Like, I'm still a child. I'm like, Mom, I want to go to this party. I want to go hang out with my friends and stuff. And she's like, okay, of course, you're still going to have a kid lifestyle, but, like, them really just pushing me to know the fact that if I start this now, I'm not going to have to worry about it as an adult when I'm on my own. So them getting me to where I am now, just telling me like, okay, but this is not going to help your business. This is not going to help you move forward in life, which is what they've kind of put into my mindset, which has helped me out.
So I heard you mention that you started a business with your friends. So now y'all wrote a cookbook, correct?
Yes, we did.
So how did that come about? Like, how was that experience writing a cookbook?
That experience was great because we both just love cooking in general. So making a cookbook, we were like, okay, that's great. Like, and even doing the drawings for the pictures and writing the stories. I remember we were in my mom's office and we were just writing stories, listening to music, and just it was a fun experience all in general because, like I said, we help out with our parents in the kitchen, and so making recipes that are for kids, that are easy for kids to do, we thought would be just great because. You don't have to do something extravagant, but just if you just love cooking, go ahead.
So do you really love cooking, or was it a whole bunch of like kid stuff on there, or was it like real meals on there?
It was a little bit of everything. It was breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Now, I don't cook a lot.
What dinner? You said dinner. What dinner portion did you have in the cookbook?
We had a chicken Alfredo pasta.
Okay, I can consider that dinner.
And nachos. And we had a few recipes, but mostly kind of like little snacks. Because
Okay.
it's still kids, you know, and
Yeah.
we know parents not going to let them go over to the oven and do all over the stove. So
True that. So, also another thing, I think in the past, you and your friend, y'all went on to the Real, correct? The daytime
we
show?
did go onto the Real, and it was in February, and every Monday we did Her Story Monday. So we just recognize black women who are doing great things every Monday.
Like, how was that, especially being so young to be on the Real? It's people that watch the Real every day and wish they was just in the audience, but you was able to be a part of the show. Like, I think that was a great experience.
I think it definitely was a great experience because them just noticing our post that we did on Black History Month, and so being on there, it was definitely like we were definitely nervous because we're like, okay, so we just go from Instagram post to being on the Real, like that's crazy, and just the big stars and everything that they've done. It's like to me, I feel like how am I gonna do this? I'm not even like on their level yet, and they want to feature us. But it was great. I mean, everybody had great vibes, they built great friendships, and so everybody was super nice, and it was a fun experience.
Okay. So tell us about the I heard that you were writing a book.
I am. I'm writing a book series.
And what is it? What is it about?
So it's just 5 different books based on issues that teens are going through right now. So, like, for example, one thing that teens really need work on now is self-confidence. Because everybody wants to fit in, everybody wants to be like this person and that person. They're not really looking at their outcome, like what they want to actually do in life, just being the cool kid. And that's where like depression comes in, just because they want to be like everybody else, but they don't want to just be themselves.
From a kid's perspective, for all the parents and all the older people out here that's listening, what does depression look like as a teen for somebody your age?
I haven't had depression before, but just seeing other people have depression, I say from the outside, what it looks like is...
Because you talk to your friends. You know, most of y'all friends, y'all be depressed, but y'all don't want to express to your parents. Like, what are some signs that a parent could look for? Is it because y'all don't want to talk to us, or what is it?
I feel like if they're really just not talking to you, like you said, like if they're not open about anything, if they're just coming home, just going straight to their room, just not being interactive, like that's what I see. Most of the people that may have been depressed in my school, they're not interactive. They're to themselves. They're alone because they feel like nobody's there for them and nobody's there to support them. So I feel like from a parent to help, just like even if they don't want to talk, like make them try to tell you what's going on, because it can just be too late.
Like, because I mean, things are so different right now. Like, so what is a rave right now for kids your age? Like, what is a thing to do?
I think kids now, they like shopping, hanging out, just being a part of a big crowd, a big group of people to post about, or just to be like, oh, I hung out with them. Like, I'm not boring, like going to parties and stuff.
So parties is still in. Shopping is always going to still be in because, of course, everybody love to spend money. So, like, what are some other things that you have coming up?
So I am I'm a lead role in 2 short films, one Too Darker Than Mama and one called Left Alone, which is a short film that won at a festival, at the Cannes Festival, and then the short film Too Dark for Mama is a featured film. And then I have an event coming up this Saturday at the West Houston Omni Hotel. It's the Renewed Vision event, so I will be vendoring my business there and selling my t-shirts. Well, pre-order.
Oh, that's pretty good. So how is the difference between you working on short films and major films from your perspective?
So like the difference, like okay, I think short films, well, I mean, they are quicker, but I feel like it's more of a smaller cast, so it's not as nerve-wracking for me. Like, I'm not as nervous as I am for short films than I am for major films, because major film is a whole bunch of people on set. Everything is super busy, where short films, like, they already have it together. It's easy, it's quick, they know what they want, they get it right then and they get it done.
So do you feel like short films are more necessary than major films, like for you to build up your portfolio for acting?
I feel like both are very important. I feel like short films aren't recognized enough as they should be, though, because I feel like short films are good for my career to build up my resume because they do have messages. Like the one Left Alone is, I'm not going to go too deep in it because it is coming out soon, but it just shows true stories. And so a quick true story that's like will really help the world to see what's really going on. And I feel like those are better to do.
Okay. So just on the whole acting tip right now, if you had to act in any type of genre movie, which type of movie would you want to act in?
A comedy. I want to do a super funny movie like with Kevin Hart or Eddie Murphy, just because I love to laugh. So I feel like that would be the genre that I just really, really like, would love to be in.
Comedies are pretty good. So I heard you say that you really want to work with Taraji P. Henson and Octavia Spencer. Is there anybody now who you really just, besides like you just said, Kevin Hart and Eddie Murphy, who you would want to work with?
I would love to work with Eddie Murphy, Will Smith, because I've seen him just like on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I'm such a fan of that show. Will Smith, Eddie Murphy, Regina Hall. I would love to work with her because, like, she's comedic, she's funny, she seems like she has a great personality. So
that's pretty good then. So before we get up out of here, I just want to reiterate on the things that you said you had coming up this weekend. You said you were a guest speaker for a conference.
Yes, I'll be a guest speaker. I'll be a vendor there, but I will also be speaking just about what I do. KAM Couture, my business, and KAMRYN being a public speaker, a kidpreneur.
So when did you start KAM Couture? Now that I heard you thinking about that.
So KAM Couture, I started on my birthday in June 15, 2018, and my website will be coming out soon. So it hasn't been around for a long time, but we are building it up.
So we just have to be on the lookout for that and wait for it to come.
So you can subscribe to the website now because it will be out super duper soon. So a bunch of products are definitely coming soon.
Okay. So before we get up out of here, can you leave some information on where people can get the book, where they can find you on social media and things like that?
So the book is called Cooking in Style, and you can find that on Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com, and on our website, KAMRYN.com, KAM with the K. You can find me on Instagram at KAMRYN_Johnson, KAMRYN. On Facebook, just KAMRYN Johnson. And KAM Couture on Instagram is KAM_Couture with the K.
You're kicking it with G on your favorite station.
The perfect station.
92 KELZ, the only station with new music, new artists, new sound.